The town of Redby is large, busy, and full of exciting things to do. Unlike your village, where there is nothing to do except farm and sit around. Which is why your younger sister Frrza wants to spend a few nights in Redby, to see a real city for the first time, and do the things she can't do at home. She has never been allowed to before, but your parents have decided that she is old enough now so long as you go with her. You complain a little, of course, but not too much because Redby is much more interesting than home. You also take along some of your friends, who will make the company far more bearable. After traveling all day, you arrive in the village of Valusia, where you will be staying the night. You book a room in the inn and sit down to a meal. It is not a bad meal, but someone important looking is having a far better one a few tables away. The innkeeper tells you that he is Lord Ashford, who is going around inspecting the towns in the region he commands. You finish the meal and decide to have a look around the village, maybe do a little shopping before you go to bed. The innkeeper at the Bouncing Barrel is a large, friendly man called Gregory. When you go up to the bar, he asks,
"What can I do for you fine people? Beer is 2 gold, wine is 5.
What do you think of Lord Ashford? Gregory lowers his voice and makes sure that Ashford is not looking his way before he answers.
I shouldn't be saying this sort of thing, but to be honest, he's a horrible person. He looks down on anyone who doesn't have at least 2 mansions. I'm only putting up with him because he's rich and powerful enough to make my life a misery if I don't."
Some beer, please. Gregory pours you some beer. It isn't bad, but you've tasted better. This man is incredibly richly dressed, and eating a meal you could not possibly afford. When he notices that you are looking at him, he glares at you.
"Leave me alone, you peasants."
A priest is moving about the room, occasionally praying. He doesn't seem to notice you, so you cough quietly. He jumps in surprise, then turns to you.
"Hello? I am Father Frrza, of the Church of the Emerald Serpent. What can I do for you?"
I need healing.
Father Frrza casts the healing spells with lightning speed. He's clearly very practiced, and it doesn't seem to take him any effort at all. You ask about paying him, but he shakes his head.
"I get paid by the church to help people. I can't take money from you too. It wouldn't be right."
What does the Church of the Emerald Serpent believe?
"We believe in making the world as good a place as possible, ready for the coming of the snake."
Coming of the snake?
In about 100 years, the whole world will be devoured by a gigantic snake god. There is nothing anyone can do to stop it, so we dedicate ourselves to improving the world before then. That way, the coming disaster will be more tragic and meaningful.
That's all for now. Thanks. Megan is young and quite good-looking. When she notices you, she turns to talk to you.
Hello. This is my second-hand shop. Is there anything you want? You can sell stuff to me too, if you want.
This is just the sort of thing Frrza loves. Just about everything looks like junk to you, but she ends up buying a brooch, a hairbrush, and something looking like a Vanatai bikini that she says is a kind of trendy hat. You aren't particularly happy with this, but it's her money, so you let her waste it with only a little grumbling. How is business?
Not great, but it keeps me alive. People are always coming through, and many of them do buy something.
She smiles at Frrza.
Actually, recently things haven't been as good as they used to be. Still, trade will probably pick up in a few weeks.
We'd like to trade with you. The muscular man behind the counter looks like he has had a lot of practice using the assortment of weaponry he sells.
Hi. I'm Johannes. How can I help you?
Are you anything more than a one-dimensional character who exists only to fill some space in the town?
No.
Let's trade. The mayor is sitting at his desk doing some horrible-looking paperwork. He looks overworked. He notices you as you come in, lowering his pen to speak with you.
I'm Mayor Dandy. And whatever you're bothering me with, it had better be important. I'm horribly busy.
What is your job?
What do you think my job is, you worthless cretins? Do you think Mayor is my name?
Can you tell us about Valusia?
I've got better things to do than talk about local history to every bunch of wretched half-breeds who come here. Go away and leave me alone, why don't you?
You manage to restrain yourselves from hitting him. Just. Why are you so busy?
Lord Ashford is here today. You maybe saw him in the inn.
Isn't it unfair that some people enjoy hereditary wealth and power while so many others work far harder and die in poverty?
Yes, but I don't care. I'm moderately rich and powerful, and if I suck up to Lord Ashford enough, I could end up very rich and powerful. You, on the other hand, look like you deserve to die in the poverty you complain about.
Why does that make you busy?
You really don't understand anything about politics, do you? I have to keep him happy, and try to get as much political gain as I can out of the visit. And of course there are requisition forms, tax paperwork, liability waivers, and all sorts of other things that have to be filled out in triplicate.
That's all for now. Thanks. We'd like some wine. You take your wine. It's pretty disgusting, but you manage to pretend you liked it. We'd like to go to bed now. Show us our room. Gregory is about to tell you where your room is when Frrza says,
Hang on, one thing.
"What's the problem?"
I'd like my own room. I'm fed up sleeping with you, and I'm old enough. And I'll pay for it myself.
Okay then. Gregory takes your sister's money and then shows you to your rooms. Hers is the first on the left, yours the second on the left. You go to bed and fall asleep quickly. In the middle of the night, you suddenly wake up. What was that sound? Something is wrong.
These ones are awake. Kill them.
Bandits. Just as you are about to strike down Duzaki, a look of panic crosses his face.
Get us out of here.
He shouts to Kjellka, who waves his arms. Then, your sister's room is empty. You hope she is still okay. There are no bloodstains, at least. As you step out of the inn, you feel a hard blow to the head. Your last thought before you lose consciousness is that there must have been bandits waiting for you outside. You wake up back in your room. Father Frrza is standing over you, and he has clearly just been restoring you to health.
Let me explain what happened.
He says. After making sure you are feeling okay, Father Frrza tells you what happened last night.
You have probably worked out some of this already, but a group of bandits attacked the inn last night. They killed Gregory and kidnapped Lord Ashford, and they left a ransom note. They also kidnapped your sister, thinking that she was employed by Ashford. We managed to fight them off before they did anything else. You helped with that, I believe. There were a few outside the inn when you left, and they got some heavy hits in. It was a real test of my skill to get you healthy again.
What should I do now?
You should probably speak to Mayor Danby. He might be able to help you get your sister back.
What will happen to Frrza?
When they find out that she has nothing to do with Lord Ashford, they will probably kill her. After all, you aren't going to be able to pay a worthwhile ransom. I don't like giving bad news, but that's the way it is.
I need healing.
Father Frrza casts the healing spells with lightning speed. He's clearly very practiced, and it doesn't seem to take him any effort at all. You ask about paying him, but he shakes his head.
You have enough troubles without having to worry about money.
That's all for now. Thanks. Mayor Danby looks frantically worried. He is looking at a lot of paperwork and fiddling with it, but clearly not actually able to concentrate on it. He sees you and scowls.
I've got enough problems without having a constant stream of idiots in my office. Don't you know that Lord Ashford was kidnapped? Go away.
What about Frrza?
Who the hell is Frrza? Oh, your sister. The bandits asked for a huge ransom for Lord Ashford and for her. His will be paid. Hers, of course, won't.
You have to do something.
Have to? I don't have to do anything. But the longer you stay here, the more likely I am to decide to have you executed for annoying me. Go away.
Is your character development so shallow that your village being attacked has absolutely no effect on your mood?
Yes.
Megan is visibly shaken by the events of last night, but she has still opened her shop.
I'm really sorry about what happened to your sister last night. I hope you get her back.
What seemed to be a small cave turns out to be quite a large fort. It must have been a huge effort to build this secretly, but considering the likely ransom for a high-ranking official, probably not a waste. This strange device looks like an alarm. The glowing ball can be pressed down, presumably to set it off. Alternatively, you could smash the ball and hopefully make the alarm unusable. Smash it. An alarm goes off and a group of bandits come running. This book describes some of the experiments the mages have been performing. Most of it is pretty boring, but there is a page describing some special wands they have been making. There is one that allows the user to absorb life energy from a victim, one that induces horrible mutations, and one that causes mutual spatial re-expression, whatever that is.
Nope.
As you approach this door, you hear someone say,
They're outside. Get ready.
Then there is a general scuffle as a group of people get ready for combat.
They're going away again.
You hear someone say,
They're coming back. They're going away again.
You hear someone say,
They're coming back again.
Another voice says,
Are you sure? You've said that before.
They're going away again. They're coming again.
I'm fed up with this. You can't use that thing properly.
This chest contains a lot of junk, a few nice magic items, and an intricate key. You can see the room reflected in the pool's surface. Oddly, you can also see outside the room, too. As you stare into it, you find that you can make the image move about by thinking about it. Do you want to take a proper look? Look. When you look into the pool, the view shifts to a particular place. This is probably the area most often looked at by the pool's normal X-users.
What should we do about those idiots who are attacking us?
We let them. The more they kill, the bigger our share of the ransom will be. Are the prisoners safe?
Of course. I don't like your use of quickfire in the empty cells.
It's perfectly safe. Only I have the key, and I can easily dispel it.
There are a pair of bandits guarding the wine in the storeroom. They don't look pleased to see you. This is clearly the sleeping quarters for the majority of the bandits. It's cramped and it stinks. Brigands clearly haven't mastered the art of washing yet. Luckily for you, it's empty, probably because it's daytime and nobody would spend longer here than they had to. Applied Behavioral Psychology. Introduction. Our aim in this textbook is to provide a practical grounding in basic psychological techniques. After reading it, you should be able to understand how people's actions are affected by their motivations, and how these motivations can be affected, both in laboratory and real-life situations. For example, although someone sitting in a comfortable chair at home would likely be willing to read for pleasure, the same is unlikely to be true of someone in danger of his life or someone with an important task to do. This textbook is intended as a companion volume to Theoretical Behavioral Psychology, by the same authors. As you step into the room, a voice shouts to you.
Come over here where we can see you better.
Suddenly, you are standing in the middle of the room, surrounded by enemies. This looks bad. When Kjellka dies, you notice that he dropped a key. Keys are generally useful things to have, so you take it. You deal the fatal blow to Duzaki. With his dying breath, he says,
I think this would be a good time to talk about postmodernism. What you call reality is actually arg.
Thud. He dies with his speech unsaid. You've finally found Frrza. Her fur is matted and tangled, and she is very dirty, but she is otherwise unharmed. When she sees you, she rushes up to you and hugs you.
I knew you'd come and rescue me, I knew it.
She says,
Well, let's get going. I want to be out of here as soon as possible.
let's go. She immediately falls in line behind you, happy for you to be together again, if not quite out of danger. Lord Ashford is pacing in his cell, looking rather bedraggled, rather than impeccably neat as you last saw him. When he sees that you are not bandits, he seems pleased for once to see you.
Who are you? Have you come to rescue me?
He says, Actually, we haven't come to rescue you. We've come to gloat. For a moment he looks like he is about to hit you, but he changes his mind.
Please take me with you. I can't stand it here.
He begs. Follow us. We'll get you out. Lord Ashford stops pacing around and shuffles into line behind you. You've almost escaped, but suddenly someone shouts,
Get them.
and you're surrounded. As soon as you get back to Valusia and safety, Lord Ashford leaves you without a backward glance and heads to the mayor's office. Lord Ashford looks pleased to be back, but not pleased that you are near him. When he sees you looking at him, he says,
Why should I talk to you fools?
He looks away. But we rescued you.
You almost got me killed. I was safe in my cell, and I would have been released eventually, without danger.
You seemed keen to get out when you were there. He looks embarrassed.
Well, I wasn't thinking clearly then. But now I am. Go away.
You expect Mayor Danby to be happy to see you back, but he is not.
You really took the most horrendous risk possible, rescuing Lord Ashford like that. They could have executed him as soon as you got near.
But we saved the Empire a huge ransom. We deserve a reward.
Reward? Your reward is that I don't have you arrested for recklessly endangering the life of a noble. That's your reward.
Lord Ashford is now dead. You don't feel too guilty, though, since you never liked him. This way leads back home. Do you want to abandon your travel plans and return home to rest? Stay. This way leads to Redby. Do you want to continue on your interrupted journey? Leave. The rest of your journey is uneventful. When you get to Redby, you find that the story of your adventure is worth several ales when you tell it there. But more importantly, you survived.